I'm not sure y'all have heard this little bit of news. Evidently, Trump's telling his base, Republicans, not to vote in the midterms in 2022 and the presidential election in 2024. It's not new. I think Trump has made moves towards that before, but he's saying it legitimately now. I learned about this listening to a gentleman on YouTube. He was talking about this as though, you know, it's bad long term, it's good short term because they'll lose. No, this is good news all around. Trump's base is old white people. That's his base. It's a fact. Old white rural people trying to live in the past, trying to, you know, keep their way of life going. That's all it is to it. Trump saying don't vote for a bunch of people who probably won't be alive 10 years from now, 20 years from now, because they're too old. Them not voting, this is their time. Trump doing this it's kind of like when RBG was sick and Obama was trying to give her, you know, tell her to step down. He put somebody in to succeed her. She's like, no, she stayed in and she died in office. And Trump could put in, was it Comey Barrett and the Amy Comey Barrett and the other guy, I forgot the cat's name. When you're in a battle, you've got to make tactical moves. You've got to make tactical decisions. You've got to make decisions that are going to stand the test of time. You got to make decisions that are going to last. And that means if you're not medically fit to do something, you can't do it. If somebody else can do it better than you. It's no arrogance. It's no shame. There's no arrogance. There's no I'm not weak. None of that macho. It's a tactical decision. I'm not fit to do this or do that, do the other. That's just facts. And I think that's what Trump is doing on the Republican side. Is this is a macho move. You know, if the Republican Party won't put me in there, then we'll just take our tools and go home. And what will happen is you'll get a bunch of liberals and you get a few good ones in there that they're not like Kirsten Sinema and Joe Manchin. They're actually good ones. And Republicans have a real problem. More importantly, the population is changing. I've talked about this before, how the Republican Party, all they play to generally and have played to is disaffected people in society. So with the AIDS crisis, you know, you're talking to white rural people who don't know any blacks, who don't know any gay people, who don't care about either one of those groups. They don't give a, you know what I mean? And well, you know, we don't do that, you know. Same thing with COVID, you know. We'll just take vitamins, we'll take ivermectin, we'll be healthy and all that, and that'll keep us from catching COVID. And we know that's not, that ain't it, Chief. That ain't it. So I look at this as a bad move. I mean, Republicans haven't won a popular vote in a long time for the you know, presidency. We know this. What does that tell you? I mean, you can fake all this stuff and play with the numbers, but it shows you that Republican politics, that's a dead end, man. That the politics of tranny bathrooms and the Mexican caravans and you know, there's a monster under the bed, all this stuff. That's not gonna last, and it's just not real. And if Trump wants to play that game and put that forward, I think he's making a mistake. I think he's making a mistake, and I think this also goes back to that, you know, Republicans looking for a hill to die on. I think it goes back to that, them looking for a hill to die on, and you know, it's either all or nothing and stuff like that. This goes back to that, man. You know, that's what this goes back to. Demographically, we know where the country is going. Sorry, we know where the country is going demographically, and we know it's not going to become whiter. Certainly not going to become, you know. I think it's a mistake. And I think that it's another example of Trump not recognizing that, or maybe doesn't care that 2016 was a perfect storm, that what he had against Hillary Clinton was a perfect storm, and he may not get that back, you know? He probably won't get that back. That era is that's gone. This you know, Hillary Clinton, who a lot of people didn't like. I didn't like her. You know, that I don't know. I think it's a mistake. And I think it's a part of Trump pimping the Republican Party, pimping his voters, pimping his supporters to benefit himself personally and not make the party better. I think Obama made the party better. You know, as much as I don't agree with them or, you know, agree with the things he talked about, I think he did things that made his party a lot better than it was. And I think that I think Trump just pimped the party. He's pimped them to the aspect to where he can use them for his own devices, his own uses. I think you saw this when he was getting out of office, and he was telling, I think Mitch McConnell, he's like, you know, give them the money. They need to get the money. That was the old entertainer there. That was the, you know, knowing what people want. That was the old Trump, you know, and even though that was something Bernie Sanders put forward, they don't tell you that much, that he's taking something that people already put forward a long time ago, you know. So, I don't know, it's funny to me. It's funny to me. It's manifest ignorance. But see, the thing about Republican Party and Democratic Party. Republican Party is about optics and straw men and creating a boogeyman. Democratic Party is talking about climate change and things like that. Democratic Party, they can, even if we were in there for 10 years and we putting forward the Green New Deal, putting forward good ideas and stuff, they could wreck all that in no time. So we're always fighting. We're always at a loss. There's always a struggle. And I think that you know, even though it's good that Trump is disempowering the GOP, we shouldn't take that as, you shouldn't take it as more than what it is. Thanks for listening.